outside.
both gone deep.
Oh, he's lost it.
No.
5 wide.
Oh no.
No, you can't do that. Oh, and he's around. Big crash. Oh, Dali's gone into him. He's gonna go for the move. He's gonna go for the move. Back at him. Oh, the Tino's gone. He's thrown it away at last. The Tino's gone for a massive dive, and unfortunately,
Oh my goodness.
Oh, there's a huge crash off the start line. Absolutely monumental. This is going to be a safety car.
Oh, Matt Cecil.
And he's rocked his car. He's going to have carnage. It's a big moment from there. He's going to struggle to stop that. He's in the wall.
That's out.
Oh, my jeez.
Two do not like one another.
And yeah, I can see why.
Shut the bedroom. Big crash. Alex Cattle's in the fence. It's around.
Team White Cubes always racing a race car. You either haven't got the mod installed or you're on some very good drugs. So.
Sorry, I just found out that I was having an audio drama, but that's alright. I've just rectified that. I had everything muted. So we're off to a good start, but we are here. We are in Newcastle, and just reiterating what Colin just said, yeah, it's a difficult place to start the season, but it is very good to be back for the first time in 4 years. Yeah, it's definitely, I mean, it's challenging. You can definitely, in AMS, you can pass up into turn 2, and you can pass at the end of the downhill section into, I forget the name of the thing, it's Scott Street. And you can pass down the end of the loosely called back straight as well. But other than that, there isn't too many opportunities, but it's very challenging, especially that downhill section to get right. It's very easy to be offline and put yourself in the wall, and with the high damage setting this year, that's definitely going to be a bit more challenging for the drivers on a track like this. Yeah, so it's definitely got to be a lot more cautious for these guys. It's going to be a lot more survival related in the Super 2 this year as opposed to just ragging it. So we wanted to make it a bit more challenging for the guys. So, and apparently no one can hear you, which I don't understand why. So we are off to an absolutely fantastic start. Can you speak for me, Cole? No,
Copy.
I know what's going wrong. Anyway, we are starting qualifying here. just a matter of fact of running audio splitting programs that don't work properly. And nothing wants to work for me. But that's okay. We've got, apparently we do have you. Just try again. No, I don't have you. I do not have you on my audio. That's a strange one. Anyway. Should have you now for at least this point. So we're starting our first laps in qualifying. And no, I still don't have any audio. What the hell? Alright, now I should have audio.
Hello.
I think we've got you. I think.
Okay.
Apparently they heard you say copy, copy. Anyway, it's just a bizarre thing where this doesn't want to work for me tonight. So, but that's okay. We'll press on. So we're on our first laps here in qualifying, and got some new names and some returning faces tonight. As we see, Trent Allen, who was one of the guys who joined us last year, he's returned and he's gone straight to the top. Orizim Latino to P2. He's back for another season, and we got Kai Jones is back, won a race last year in this season, in the series. Brandon Dostal's back once again, this time in a Mustang. And Mitchell, Mitchell Allison is one of the new guys that's joined us. So it'll be interesting to see how he goes. Ethan Knight. Oh, yes, who was that? Someone was down around the escape road, and Michael Pollard's having an accident as well. That is a big crash, so I'm actually going to play a replay for that one. So he's just come through here, too much curb, and got it out of control, and that's what happens at this track, and that's why it's so easy. You can see Stenny in the background there. Similar reaction, and now he's got to crawl that car all the way back to the lane, so that's going to have a big impact on his qualifying. Yeah, it just adds a bit more realism, and it makes a bit more for the racing. Apparently you're gone again. I don't know what the hell's going on this. I have not changed a single setting since I did that, so that's really bizarre. Like, how is it changing? How's the audio jumping without me changing settings? Anyway, we'll get this working at some point. Sorry, this is what happens when you get a guy that doesn't do professional broadcasting to try to go. He's got no idea.
We just press on.
You're definitely working now because I can see you on my thing. So now we can press on. So I'm just having a look at who's going fast, where and when. And RSM Latino was up to the first sector on the best time so far.
Yeah, Trent Allen's done a blistering lap of 107.7. That's very quick.
He has, but he's currently stuck up an escape road, so I'm wondering what the hell's going on there, because that's not where you want to be parked. So if you want to get out and try and do another lap. So it looks like he's had some kind of drama. So there's a yellow flag down in that sector at the minute. And he has just actually escaped back to the lane. So obviously he's had some technical drama there. So that's not ideal. But he is the fastest so far by over 4/10. It looked like he had some drama because he turned into the corner and the car just went straight. And he didn't look like he hit the wall or something. So... But, back to the action. We've got, Steve Warwick, who's... You think he's on an out lap, so he's in P3 at the minute, so that's a good effort from him. I think the guys are coming out for their their last runs now. Just first, as Stenny jumps up, he stays in 12th, but he's done an 11 flat, so that's a 3/10 improvement on his lap time. Back for yet another season, opting to stay with the VF Commodore.
Yeah, it's interesting livery, but it's a good-looking car.
It's even more interesting when you see the model car of it that exists in my house.
That's pretty cool that Ethan Warren from Cardiff X Model Cars did the model car of that car, which is very cool.
It is really cool, and I mean, Stenny, my dad's been a staple in this series since the first season, and yeah, he's back to have another go. Always trying to improve. And he's sideways. Just waiting to see, because we've got guys starting laps now. I think your dad is the first person who's going to cross, but he's nowhere near it. He's 3/10 off his PB. Kai Jones is just starting a lap. Stenny's actually improved on that lap we were watching to a 10.7, but it hasn't found him any positions. So Kai Jones is not going faster at the minute. Which is interesting. Oh, and I've just flicked Stenny's roller. So that
is a big roll.
We'll get a replay of that. Coming up the straight, he's coming to turn 2, and what's he done here? Oh, he's hit the inside wall and then hit the curb, and it's just rolled the car, so that's not a pretty one. And he's now backed out of it, and he's out of the car. So at the end of his session, he's going to keep looking for people that are on laps. So Kai Jones, RSM Latino's on a lap, so he'll be leading Brandon Dostal, who is also on a lap. RSM Latino, Zane Zavage is, I think that's how you say it, is on a lap. Steve Warwick is on a lap. A few of these guys are going to get an extra lap in here. I don't know why this is not working. I'm having some problems on my... Just want to flick to Steve Warwick. As Zane goes slightly faster, but no position improvement. It's interesting. Once again, Steve Warwick goes faster, no position improvement.
And he did set a purple middle sector on that lap.
He did.
He did.
So Kai Jones is not going faster, neither is RSM Latino, but Steve Warwick is. So
that's a very good first sector.
Oh, there's a lot of cars in a lot of awkward positions down at the last corner. I think Brandon Dostal
he's made a mistake.
I think Dostal just got balked heavily on his lap, which is not ideal. Yeah, he's coming into the lane, so that'll be the end of his run in qualifying. Just trying to see who else is on a lap. Zane is still on a lap.
I don't think it'll be a fast one.
No, he was on a decent lap to the start, but not anymore. I'm gonna just switch and see Ethan Knight as he crosses the line. Does he go faster? He does. So he jumps up into P8. So
Good job.
Good job. Well, that was a short session, but that was exciting. I know we missed part of it with some of the technical dramas I was having, but yeah, that exciting. Not really surprised personally to see Trent Allen as the fastest time, but I'm hoping that in the race that Brandon can give it to him a bit. We saw what happened to Adelaide at our last round, and I think that he can definitely be amongst it.
Yeah, he sold the dummy very well during the week this week because he was nowhere near those times. He was like doing 8.4s, 8.5s, and I thought, oh, you know, maybe someone else might get a surprise pole position. But yeah, he certainly again where he left off from last year.
Exactly right, and a fair credit to the likes of Ethan Knight and Mitchell Steele Allison on their debut, where they've 8th and 9th, so they've out-qualified some of the incumbents. And yeah, fair credit to everyone to have the whole field within only a small margin. I think 4 seconds is pretty good for a series like this that's a development series when we've got drivers that are making their Automobilista debuts tonight. So, you know, that's impressive. These guys at the front are not slow, and they're only probably a second and a half off the front guys in main. So if you're only 4 seconds off that and this is your first race, then you're doing pretty well. So fair credit to Caden, which I think his name's Ethan Gregory, who's debutant tonight. In the only person opting to drive the Nissan Altima, which I find an interesting one.
Yeah, well, the Ultima's proved to be quite popular in Super 3 this year, what was Super 2 last year.
Yes,
it's a good all-round car.
I just noticed the driver out on track before the session had officially started, so...
Yeah, it's a little bit annoying considering I've written it probably twice now.
Oh, well,
Is what it is.
First race of the season dramas.
Penalties already.
Yeah, you know, so people forget the rules over the off season, and they rock up to this track, and it's one of the unique rules that we have. So. I didn't put it in the description, but we do have a spotter's guide available as well tonight if you want to see what your favourite driver looks in new colours, because we've got some new colours tonight. Jordan DeSantis is swapped into a ZB Commodore with a Jayco livery. That's a bit of a change from last year with the Cinecom cars.
Yeah, it's I say it's inspired from Jaden Ojada's livery on the Nissan.
Yeah, it looks to be. And then another one that's interesting is we've got Trent Allen, who's actually swapped into the Cinecom Motorsports car. So that's an interesting off-season signing from them. They're a team on the rise, and they're going to have 2 drivers in main series this year. Well, the 2 Sykes is in main series this year, as well as Keenan in this series, as for some reason everything's just locked up really badly. Just trying to see what's the cause of that. Somebody joining the game.
There we go.
So see, your man's got a slight change of livery. So
yeah, that was something I threw together. It's actually the same layout on Cuz's car as well, just different colour change.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm quite happy with it. It looks pretty good.
So some good looking cars in this series.
I mean, I probably am a little biased, but I do think my old man's car's probably the best looking car in the field. But there is some really good looking cars in the field for sure. I mean, I quite like the Luke McHugh Racing Mustangs, all 4 of them. Unfortunately 2 couldn't make it due to work commitments. Here's one of them now on screen.
Yeah. I was just going to say, this is one I actually really like. It's interesting to see a monster livery that's not all black, but I don't mind it. Like, it's a pleasant change on a rather familiar thing. Suits that car well, I feel.
Yeah. Usually when people do mock-up monster liveries that aren't predominantly black, they're pretty crap. But yeah, I think Dostal did paint this livery as well, so I have to give him the credit. It looks pretty good.
Definitely say I agree. The lines on the front of it just work for that car. It's a hard car to make look good, being it's the Frankenstein Mustang, but it works pretty good. Car I'm going to say I actually like. I like the Jim's Mowing car. I do like the teal on the white and the line work. It's not a huge fan of predominantly white race cars, but I don't mind it. I haven't painted many cars. I've only painted one car in this field, and I'm pretty sure everyone can work out which one that is. So, and here we are. We're getting ready to go racing. This is exciting. It's exciting to be back, and it's exciting to be here.
Yes, I quite enjoy this series. It's different to run and commentate and watch how things unfold when you're not actually driving. It's actually quite enjoyable, and sometimes there's some great racing, and then sometimes there's some really funny stuff that goes on, so we'll see how this goes.
Yeah, I love doing this. It's totally different being on the other side and actually doing commentary, and I find this harder than racing, because in racing you're only looking at the few cars ahead and in front and behind you, and also driving your own car, where with this you've got to keep an eye on what everybody's doing at all times, and you don't necessarily know everybody's story of the race, but you've got to try and work it out without knowing what's going on in the helmet. So it's definitely interesting. I'm waiting for the cars to take off on the formation lap.
Here we go.
What's they now doing? So, I guess I'll go for the grid for the first time this season. It's Trent Allen on pole position. So I'll be interested to see how he'll go this year running a full season. Brandon Dostal out of P2, another race winner from last year, and he challenged this guy pretty immensely last season at the final round, so I'm interested to see if he can do it again. Steve Warwick in P3 returns for yet another season, with another race winner, Kai Jones, in P4. RSM Latino, yeah, we've got 5 race winners in the first 5 cars, I just noticed. He's out of P5. Zane for Luke McCune Racing, there in P6, the second of the Luke McCune Racing cars. Keenan Sykes out of P7. He's a bit further back than I would have expected, but I'm sure that he'll charge up through the race. Ethan Knight out of P8. I think this might be his second race. Now I think about it, I think he did do a race last year, but it's good to have him back on the grid anyway. Mitchell Steele Allison out of P9 in the Jim's Motorsport car, with Hayden Cuppett, the first of our Super 3 runners, I believe, in P10. Michael Pollard out of P11. Stenny out of P12, with Jordan DeSantis and Caden rounding out the grid.
Yeah, a little bit of a smaller grid tonight. As I said earlier, a few guys unable to make it, work commitments and other commitments. But yeah, next round will be bigger and better for sure. I think we've got around 9 out tonight, so it's a fair chunk, but it is a hard commitment to commit to every single race. So we'll see how we go.
Yeah, that we will. I think Trent Allen might be out of position here, which is going to be what's holding the grid.
Get ready.
Oh. And here we are.
Green flag.
And we're underway for the first time this season. And it's been a pretty even start off the front, but Zane's got a really, really, really good start, and he's going to make it 3 wide into turn 1, but there's been an accident already. There's already been a absolutely monumental shunt, so that's going to trigger the safety car immediately. So just going to try and see if we can get a replay of that. That was a big accident, and that's taken out a number of guys immediately. So just going to get a replay up of that one. So
Yeah, it looked like Steve Warwick just came in way too hot and just, yeah, absolutely silly.
yeah, Steve Warwick comes in, he hits Dostal, he gets looped around, and then bang, no one's got anywhere to go, and they all just pile in. So what a huge accident. We haven't made it more than more than a corner, and we said we wouldn't laugh tonight, but I've already laughed because
That was shocking.
That was
Absolutely shocking.
shocking,
I'll be
and-
giving him a big talking to after this race.
Yep, and that I'm putting the accident blame solely on Steve completely for that one. So
That's one of
hopefully
the
everyone can get back
silliest-
to the lane.
One of the silliest bits of driving I've ever seen. It's just lap 1, race 1, and you're just coming in there about 20 k's too fast.
Yeah, and I don't know why. I mean, people joked about 3 wide in the Discord before this. I didn't kind of expect them to actually attempt to do it, and that's the result. And we've just seen
Well, yeah, they've gone for it. So
they've gone for it, but it's not gone well. So Zane's out of this race. He's retired. So Trent Allen got a pretty good start, pretty good run off turn 1, and actually got away from all that. It'll be interesting to see if anybody else picked up any damage out of that accident. So, and I can see the Steve Warwick car's pretty heavily damaged. Michael Pollard's in the lane, so's Mitchell Steele Allison. RSM Latino came in for a stop. Yeah, Steve Warwick coming in now. Caden's trying to get back to the lane. They've got double front punches, so luckily though they should have all escaped engine damage out of that. But yeah. We had a similar accident in, I believe, main series the first time we raced here, I think. So it's not the first time, but yeah, I expected there to be a drama. And I mean, first race of the season, everybody to get the sillies out, and they just took them all out there at turn 1, and there wasn't a lot of common sense used by some of those drivers. So
yeah, that was very stupid.
and once
No
there's
other
a car
words.
sideways on the racing line, there's not really much you can do about it. So who's tried to write something in the chat at me? Someone's trying to talk to me in the server, and I don't know what they mean.
Well, yes, not much to talk about at the moment. We're under safety car, and Ben Allen's got the lead. Brennan Dostal in second. Kai Jones in third. Ethan Knight up to fourth.
Yeah, I'm just looking
Hayden
at that.
Cuthbert, he's in fifth, and he's the first of the Super 3 runners, so
Just
It's
looking
top
at that,
five.
'cause it looks like people were out of position and passing under the safety car. So I'm kind of confused about why that was happening. So it looks to me like Ethan Knight has passed Hayden Cuthbert under safety car. So that will be under investigation. Not much I can do about it now, but that will definitely be under investigation. So I've just done just doing a quick review of what was going on. So actually a brilliant start from Hayden Cuthbert. We've kind of missed that one. He's up to P5 and he started he started back in P10. So he's a Super 3 runner and he's in the top 5. So and Ethan Knight did the same. They must have both just missed that accident. So Stenny up 5 spots as well. He also missed that accident, and so did Jordan DeSantis. So they got really lucky there that they were sort of aware of what was going to happen, and then we can see the tale of woe back here, where we've got cars without bonnets, and whoa, as we see Jordan DeSantis gassed it up then. So I think we might be going green this lap because the safety car lights are off from what I can see. But let AMS know to be AMS. Hopefully we can have a cleaner restart.
yes, hopefully.
No, the safety car is
Going around again.
for another lap. So, long safety car period. Probably having to clean up all the debris there at turn 1 because there were parts of V8 supercars everywhere.
That there was bonnet, friggin' everything. Something you got to expect when you come to a street circuit, even in real life. There's going to be maybe an accident or two. I mean, you saw it in the real Super 2 and 3 on the weekend. There was a couple of accidents.
Yeah, well, there was that huge one of Ryan Wood backing himself into the wall there, just at the corner we just went through, and we saw the pile up that ensued. Basically, one car goes around sideways at this track, and there's a pile up. I'm surprised we didn't see more of it in the main game supercars. So it's just a testament to the quality of the drivers in that field. Lots of people like to get on the keyboard and have a go at certain people's driving ability, but the fact that everybody was able to negotiate that fairly cleanly in the race without any major incident really shows quality of drivers. Hopefully we do go green this lap, because as much as I like being able to talk, or as the safety car has actually just stopped all of a sudden, so that was not ideal, but
It is coming in.
it is coming in very slowly. You can't pass the safety car, which he has,
green.
but it has now gone green. So But I think that has caused, yeah, that's caused Kai Jones, that incident under safety car has caused Kai Jones to get a puncture. So that's unfortunate, but unfortunately AMS, the safety car, likes to do safety car things at times, and that's what it's done there. So that's really unfortunate because he's being caught out there by something that's not his own fault. Just looking back to the field, we've got side-by-side action down the S's, which I don't think is going to end well. And Ethan Knight has pulled over, so what's gone on there for him? This is exciting, to say the least. Find out about Ethan Knight. He has gone up the escape road, so that's a really strange incident for him. It looks like he's had a screen freeze. Sorry, I'm just gonna switch over. Sorry about that.
For Ethan Knight had a screen freeze.
It looks like it because he's yeah. He's had a drama, so I'm just going to show a replay. He comes through here and he just sort of goes straight into the wall, and then so that's the answer to what's happened there. It's a bit odd, but
yeah,
we'll go back to the live action now. And that's Stenny up at the P6, so this is the bulk of the action. This has been an attritional race already, considering we've only had, this will be the second racing lap. But back to the front, and we've got Trent Allen, who's got a half a second lead over Brandon Dostal. And I'm just going to switch back because we've got Stenny, and he is defending here pretty aggressively for P6. So this is going to be exciting. This is a hard track to pass. And Steve Warwick now rounds up.
Oh!
Yes, is going to be on up here. He's going to go for the move. He's not going to get it done, but that's Michael Pollard who's now going to go up here. So, say you can't race here, but drivers are proving us wrong. Oh, there's some big moments. Oh, in the background, that's Cadence put it in the wall reasonably hard. Yeah, there we go. Oh, and that Stenny's gone around.
Yeah, that was a big hit.
It was a big hit, and now I'm just going to keep an eye on that live action because this is going to be Allison going for a pass.
Does he get it? No.
No, he does not. And John DeSantis has got a drive through, so I'm not really sure what's happened there. So what's happened here for Stenny? No, is it not working? There we go. So he's just come out of this corner and he's just gassed it up big time and put himself in the fence. So a bit of over-driving, you'd say.
Yeah, it looks that way.
I know he's adjusting to new pedal set, so that's going to be something that he's going to be getting used to.
My goodness!
There's an accident, and that's Allison is in the middle of the road down there.
That was huge.
That was huge.
He's going to get the car restarted?
I'm not sure. Oh, so what's happened here is he's come off the curb, and he's actually
Good laugh, but yeah.
That's
unlucky.
That is very unlucky, but it's just taking too much of that curb and did it up there.
Still going again, which is good.
And he's got going. At the front, we've still got a race going on. It's been very attritional further down the pack, but I expect nothing less from Newcastle. can actually say that it's impressive that Keenan Sykes has jumped up into P3, so that's been... He's run a relatively quiet, clean race here, and he's been rewarded for it. Just gonna flick back a few positions. Because I've got to say, credit where credit's due, Hayden Cupper is currently in P4 in a Super 3 car in the Falcon. So that's impressive. And as you can see, he doesn't have any damage on his car, so he's kept it out of the wall here in 10 laps, and that's all he's needed to do with how this race has gone so far.
Exactly. And you know, yourself, we're talking to a lot of drivers during the week, and we're just saying, staying clean, keeping it off the walls and being consistent will get you a good result, and this is the perfect example of it right now.
I had a question, and can I go halfway through the season next round? Yeah, entries are still open if you want to sign up for the next round. I think our next round is a month and a bit away at Wanneroo.
Yep.
I'm going to call it that because it's no longer, well, it's actually called cargo.com .com.au Raceway, but I think that's a mouthful. So it'd be good to be back at Wanneroo Park.
Yep, on April 24th, so day after my birthday.
Brent has really put on a dominant drive so far in this race. It's all sort of spread out a bit now after the shenanigans at the start. Which is good though, it helps everybody can get some laps under their belt in race trim and then come back in the next one and hopefully put on something a bit less drama-filled. I'm very impressed with Couples drive here. The fact that he's holding off RSM Latino, who's a long-time competitor in this series and a good driver, as we know.
Yeah, he's doing a very good job. Might have to get into him about getting into a Mustang.
Yeah, well, I kind of expected him to definitely be a competitor in Super 3. No offense,
Well,
based on his performances last year, but this is ultra impressive. This is... I think we've had another retirement. I just saw a car driving into its garage, so that's not a good sign. Yeah, Hayden has DNF, so he's not having the best of races, it must be said. What I mean to that term one. Well, here we go. RSM Latino dives down the inside here, and he's not got a very good run. It's hard to get a good run on the inside, but he's going to stay with him down the hill. Is he going to try for a move down here?
It was a good dive. It was very good.
It was
Just that when you come over that rise, the cars love to get a little bit sideways, so you got to really control that throttle with your right foot.
exactly you do,
And
but
yeah, it's caught both of them out. They both got sideways, and I think Cuppet just got off the corner a little better being on the outside.
yeah, he hasn't got a particularly good run down the hill either. I think
Or-
Latino's very pacey under brakes here, but he's not really very good on throttle, and that's going to hurt him. Although, as I say that, Cuppet gets a big slide on, so...
Well, the tyres will be starting to hurt now, 13 laps in. I mean, we did do a few under SC, but I know after about 9 to 10 laps on these tyres, they'd be screaming for help, so... Especially the right rear, it gets a very good workout here.
Yeah, that it does. And Steady's now got the drive for it, I think, so speeding in the lane, I'd imagine. So a few people had to tour the pit lane in this race. No compulsory pit stops in any of the races in this series, unless otherwise noted. But Lloyd is going to go for pass now.
Oh, he's hit the wall.
That's somewhat
I
safety.
wonder if that's damage.
Yeah, I wonder if it is damage. So, but it's
Find
somewhat
out when he
looks
puts
like
his foot
it
on the
saved
brake.
him, yeah. I think he's escaped it without it, but we'll see. We'll get down here. Yeah, he's probably got a bit of bent steering, but escaped the puncher. Puncher's really easy to get. Now this has brought Steve up into this battle, so it's going to be so. Oh, and he's gone for it.
this is a good
Latino,
dive.
that's the opportunistic move. That is a very opportunistic move, but corner curves back, and this is scary. This is a scary place to be. Oh, they've done well there. That is a very good pass from Steve Warwick around the outside there in turn
Yeah,
one.
that
You
was
don't
very
see that done very often. He's pulled it off and he's jumped up into P4. So
And I mean, as much as Hayden would want to stay in front of these guys, he's got his own championship to fight, so he's probably happy to yield a little bit there.
exactly, I'd say he's probably just happy to be racing these guys. So they're now going to have an inter-team battle here.
And I mean, there'll probably be a bit of a hefty penalty for Steve as well, so...
Yeah, I'd say so. Turn one, lap one,
Ooh,
race one of the
that's a good
season.
move.
That is a good move.
If he pulls it off.
Is he pulls it? Yeah, the
Yeah, he
he's not
does.
going to fight him. He's not going to fight him. So
Yeah, it's a good job.
that's sort of the racing done there for a bit. I'm just going to go. I'm actually going to go back to the front and focus on our leader because he's doing such a good job. We're not talking about him.
Yeah, he's driving fantastically. He did pretty much all of last year since he joined. He sort of opened our eyes a little bit and went, wow, this guy's probably the next, what you said last year, Corey McFarlane. You know, he's just come into the series fresh and pretty much, ran top 3 nearly every single Super 2 race towards the back end of last year. So he's going to be very, very tough to beat this year.
He has been one of those guys that's come along out of nowhere and sort of dominated the series. So in the races he's done, he's just had a bit of bad luck and misfortune go his way, but if he can put it all together, he's going to be a hard man to beat. But as we've seen, the likes of Dostal and Sykes can beat him on occasion, so there's definitely competition there. And then you've got the likes of Kai Jones, who won the last main series race last year after a long penalty list. He was awarded the winner, with several drivers getting massive post-race penalties and even disqualifications after that conduct that went down. So there's plenty of guys that can take it to him. It's just going to be whether or not they can lift to his level or whether he just continues to build upon this.
Yeah, and he's even shown in the main series he can fight with the best of us. So, I mean, he's just going to improve more and more each round. So, who knows? He might even get the boot out of this series halfway through. You just never know.
Yeah, well, it's interesting. Last year, the guy who won our first 2 races didn't race the full season, so you never know what's going to go down in the Super 2 Championship. But it's definitely been a solid drive to start the season, trouble-free, and done everything he needs to do. Good drive from Brandon as well. He's just sort of kept it clean and stayed behind. He kind of got involved in that stuff at turn 1. Oh, Steve Warwick's gone around, sorry. So that's not gone well. It's not been a good race for him, so I'm just going to flick to a replay of Steve. So he's come up the hill here and he's turned it in and he's just got on the gas too early and put it into the wall. So it's cost him 2 spots, but he'll be filthy about this race.
Oh, yeah.
Steve he's had a good up. Ooh,
Oh.
that was Pollard in the background.
That
Whoa.
was a moment.
So, but we have actually missed the end of the race because of that, and Trent Allen has won the race from Brandon Dostal. So Keenan Sykes in P3, that's impressive. 2 Cinnamon cars on the podium. Latino is going to bring home a 4th with Cuppet in P5. Steve Warwick brings it home in 6th, but he will not be happy with that after that race. Pollard in 7th after the Turn 1 incident. Mitchell Steele Allison is going to bring it home in P8, which is a good start to his automobilista career.
Yeah, very, very good job.
So he was up there fighting against the best of them. A bit of damage at turn 1, wasn't really his fault. Kai Jones is a bit of a race to forget, but unfortunately got caught out by that safety car brake checking the field. Came off worse for wear for it. And I believe Jordan DeSantis was a lap down, so... And Steady also a lap down, so not the best start for them. And then Caden, Ethan Knight, and Zane all out. So hopefully the next one's a bit cleaner.
I think the next race should be a bit better. Looking at some of the drivers' best laps. So Trent Allen had the fastest lap of the race with a 108.5. And you got Dostal with an 8.8. Steve Warwick with an 8.8. Kai Jones with an 8.7. And we know that Zane is quite quick as well. So, and Ethan Knight, he's pretty fast as well. So,
It's a shame what happened at turn 1 because it kind of separated the field and we kind of missed out on a bit of a show. So I'm hoping we get a better one for this next one. Oh, there we go. 1 race down for the year. It's good to be back.
Yep, 1 race down and 150 points goes to Trent Allen. Good start of the year for him.
It is a good start to the year. It's important to start the year off strong and, you know, not make too many mistakes and really show dominance from the start. So because you never know what's going to happen over the course of this championship. So 6 rounds, I believe. Newcastle, Wanneroo, Townsville's the next one, I think.
Yes, Townsville, then Sandown, Bathurst and Adelaide.
Bathurst and then... So, different tracks, quite a few street circuits, so...
Yeah, well, we go to Perth next, and that's a good little circuit.
It certainly
is. Townsville, another street circuit.
Yeah.
And you got Sandown, that's a good little circuit. It's actually a great little circuit. Bathurst, I mean, that's the mecca of all motorsport. And then Adelaide, it's probably the street circuit.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
A lot of street circuits on this calendar when you really look at it.
Mm.
So, difficult initiation for some of these drivers, but that's what the fun is. So we've had Lachlan Horan join us for Vivid Esports in between races, so that's good.
Yeah, I was actually wondering where he took off to. Good to have him back. I've seen him earlier in the week doing some running.
I can't say too much
two
attention to what's been going on during the week, to be honest. I've jumped in fresh, I'll be the first to admit.
The other two from, I'll say, your old man's clan, unable to make it tonight. I mean, they've probably done nearly every single race, really. So it's a bit sad not seeing them out there, but I'm sure we'll see them out there a couple of times. Maybe more than that this year.
Hopefully, he says. Hopefully we see them make a return. Been there since day dot, so not many of our drivers have started all these races, and we go back now. This is the 5th year of this championship, and that's scary.
Yeah, very. I mean, to be doing this for 5 years, I really, can't believe it.
I didn't think it'd be a 5-year project when I started it.
Nah.
I thought it'd be about a 2 or a 3, but here we are. So we've made it to the 5th year, and it's unbelievable that we haven't run this track since the first season. So.
Well, yeah, that's right. I mean, we did do a test round, but yeah, in full competition mode, we haven't ran it since 2019, so that's pretty crazy.
It is pretty crazy.
As we go green for qualifying.
That we do. So this will be interesting. I'm hoping to see that the field gets mixed up a little bit in this one. See if some people can improve. It's always difficult first race of the year to come out and put a number under pressure when you haven't been you've been out of the seat for a while. So I know it's something that definitely affects me, and it's actually why I personally, through my own racing, I did a couple of races over the off season before I jumped into competitive racing, just so that I got my eye in. But it's definitely going to be a bit of a spin to go back into automobilista mode, because I haven't done that for a while. So it's definitely important to keep your race fitness up and keep your eye in, because it's very different to do it on race night as opposed to jump into practice and have a laugh and do some pit parties.
For sure. It's something I've got to probably start looking at doing, since I haven't driven since we raced at Adelaide, so I've probably got to start to look at getting some race fitness up. That's for sure.
I'll be personally perfectly honest that I've barely fired AMS up since that point.
Yep.
I think we've got a few guys on laps. I'm going to have a look at Dostal.
Yeah, 14.0, that's about half a second away from the best.
Looking forward to getting out here in a few weeks in some Gen 3 machinery.
Yes, they're coming along nicely. I mean, do have the sweats up a little bit, I do have to admit. They're coming along. I mean, the Camaro's pretty much ready to go. It's just the Mustang's got a couple little final touches and testing, and then we should be right. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
They touch some massive bits of wood at the moment, so. But we'll definitely have them at some point. That's for sure.
Just saw a massive accident. Hayden Cup during a recreation of the accident we just saw before off the curb down here. Oh.
Yeah, look at the rear wing. It's all bent and everything.
Yeah, it's actually bent the rear wing. So not a pretty shunt. So I'm keeping an eye on times. That's a good number there from Zane. He's jumped up into P2. So good to see him have a good run. We know he's a pretty competitive driver from what I saw last year in his handful of starts. I know he raced Sandown last year. He's currently on a good number, so Brandon's got a 1 wide here, and that's not going to help his lap time, missing the apex.
What's he done?
He's done an 8.7.
8.7, yeah, okay.
Keep an eye on Zane, see what he does. Warwick does an 8.2, but it's still, he's half a second away from Trent Allen. Trent Allen is very hard to beat.
Yeah, he's got that car on rails at the moment, so credit to him.
Definitely impressive. And the guys aren't too far away in the first sector from him, but he's just pulling the time later on in the lap. Oh!
Oh,
It's a bigger incident there for Zane, and he's had to back out of it. He's escaped back to the lane. So that'll be qualifying done for him. That's unfortunate.
yeah, it's never ideal to do that.
Yeah, they're having a bit of a squabble over track position. Keeping an eye on who's on laps and who isn't. They are still
job
squabbling
there.
over track position.
By Ethan Knight to jump out of the road of Steele Ellison.
Yeah, good awareness. It's not easy in qualifying to know who's on the lap and who isn't, so it takes pretty good awareness. I know I've been guilty of balking people, especially in iRacing. It's just difficult when you don't know what's going on because you're focused on what you're trying to do, but got to stay alert. He hasn't improved on that lap, so that's a bit unfortunate.
Yeah, he's pretty close to his time.
That he was.
300.
Trent Allen is up on his best lap time, so this could be pole setting lap. Dostal hasn't fired yet really in this race, so this is quality, I mean.
He is driving fantastically, Trent.
He's very smooth.
Look at the way that car is flowing. He's driving fantastically.
Yeah. He's not having oversteer moments. He's hitting all the marks. He's basically not making mistakes, and that's really sort of the difference I'm noticing between him and the other drivers. And it does make a big difference. You make a tiny mistake and you heat up your tyres and you affect the next corner. You might not know, but you do. So, and he doesn't
On
improve.
7-8. I mean, that's still pole position.
It is, and
Good job,
yeah.
Steele Allison. Up to
Still
fifth.
Allison up to fifth, so I was just looking at that. That was impressive. So as Dostal's now starting what will be his second last attempt, assuming he does a 2-lap run. Just keeping an eye on others out there. Steve Warwick is still down in P7. Dostal is down to the first sector. Still down to Harrison Latino. He crosses the line. That's a very slow lap, so clearly he's not on a time. Keep an eye on Dostal. Steve Warwick is on a lap. Looks like. He's hanging the limiter for a long time down the S's. So
Yeah,
Dostal is on
he
a PB.
I've noticed he's one of the only ones to do it. I myself do hang the limiter everywhere around here as well. So he's adapted that from me.
It does sort of make somewhat sense to smash it because you don't want to go in too deep in a lot of these corners. So, and this you sort of run out of puff, and if you change the extra gear, sometimes it can make it a bit awkward. But Dostal now jumps up into P3. How does Steve go here? He should improve on this lap based on what I'm seeing, and he does. He jumps up to P5, so Dostal is on a mega first sector here. So I'm going to keep an eye on a number of the other drivers. Some Latino, no improvement. Steve Warwick has not been a good first sector. Trent Allen's still out on the circuit. He's not, so...
Yeah, Dostal's up on his PB, so we'll see how he goes. Green sector for him.
Steve Warwick's out of it. That's assuming he might be going for another run if he can get across the line.
Oh,
And that's an awkward
that's
thing to
awkward.
have to miss.
See how he goes. Crosses the line.
No
Yeah, that-
improvement.
He's got one more shot.
He does. I'm just going to keep an eye on everybody else. So Ethan Knight's on a pretty good number at the minute. Christian Latino is on the lap, but I think he's going to come into the lane. He does. So I think it's Ethan Knight, Keenan Sykes, and maybe Dostal that are on laps. Ethan Knight jumps up into P8.
Yeah, he jumped up one spot.
Keenan Sykes is currently on A lap.
Oh, lots of lock brakes down into the hairpin. Oh, he slid it into the last corner.
Got an eye on Dostal as well. He's still on a lap, so Keenan jumps up into P8.
Oh, good job.
What does Dostal do? He improves, but he stays in the same position, so that is another pole position for Trent Allen. So that's 2 poles to start the season, but yeah, two Luke McGoon racing cars, second and third. The 2 Blackshaw RSM racing cars, 4th and 5th. That's a good effort there from Steele Allison to be P6, from Jones, Sykes, both race winners in this series, and Knight and Cuppet rounding out the top 10. So, wow, it's definitely competitive out there. That's one thing for sure, because that was some of those guys Ethan Knight put in that lap and looked like he was going to be on for a good number to move him right up there, but yeah, he got knocked back a little bit.
Yeah, just looking from second to 5th, there's only like 2/10, so, or if that. So you find a little bit and you can move up a couple of spots. So starting position is very important here, and yeah, but my man of the match for that session goes to Mitchell Steele Allison. Being P6, that's a solid effort.
It is a solid effort. He was messaging me during the week, kind of interested to know what the lap times were, and sort of got scared when I told him that people were in the 8s, but yeah, he's in the 8s himself now.
He's gone and done it. Yeah.
Exactly, and yeah, bit nervous. Definitely before his first Automobilista Supercars event, but I know that he's got a background of racing in Assetto Corsa, so that should set him up pretty well for this, because I know there's some leagues over there that aren't necessarily the easiest. So I've done a bit of it myself. So and those cars are fairly difficult to drive as well. So it sort of gives you a bit of a baseline for getting.
That's putting it lightly.
Yeah, I mean, I struggle to drive them to some degree. So
Horrendous.
they're an animal in their own right. So.
They're out there for warm-up now, before we start the last race of round 1. these guys will probably have a crack at some practice starts.
I'd say so. I'm just going to leave you for 2 seconds. I need to leave the commentary booth.
Well, I don't know where my colleague has gone, but we'll continue on. Not much to talk about in warm-up sessions other than... oh, so we see a little accident. It's like Haran's struggling a little bit tonight. I mean, he has come in late, but he should be okay. So we only got just over 30 seconds left in this session. And unfortunately, I don't have control of the cameras, so we're stuck looking at pit lane.
Deeply sorry, I'm back. I needed a refreshment and a trip to the refreshment room.
The powder room.
That's the one. So I'm excited for this one. Different looking front row. It'd be interesting to see. I'm hoping personally for the race that someone gets to jump on Trent here, because I feel like that's where he struggles, is when he gets put under pressure. So that's probably going to be the biggest thing that will change the outcome, is whether someone can get the jump on him into turn 1.
Do you think if, say, the likes of Dostal or Zane or one of the Warwick Racing Team cars, do you think if they get in front they can hold him off though?
I don't know. I feel like if Dostal does, he can, because he's got the pace, and I know that he's got the driving ability to be able to do so. I don't know about the others, to be honest. Steve's made a lot of errors in that last race, and I know he won't be happy with that, but he'll be looking to bounce back, and I feel like he struggles under pressure as well. Zane, I don't know too much about. I haven't really seen a lot of his driving, so I'm not sure how he will cope with the pressure. Probably the highest he's been up on one of these grids, so that makes a big difference. And then you've got the likes of RSM Latino's a good competitor, but kind of been a bit off the pace, relatively speaking, by his standards recently. And then, I don't know, you look further back, I don't think the rest of the guys really have the pace to run with Trent in this round. So probably in future rounds they will do, but they seem to be struggling. I mean, this will be a new track to most of these guys. They probably haven't done a sim race here, so I mean, I know Steve and Latino and Steady all have, but other than that, I don't feel like there's many guys that have actually raced here before. So that makes a big difference to how they play it, where I feel like some of the guys that have done previous seasons will be a bit stronger in the coming rounds.
Yeah, I completely agree. And I mean, yeah, Trent's just getting better and better, and I feel that a lot of these other guys will probably get better as well.
Agreed.
Especially if they can, you know, match him, especially in the race, like on race pace. If they can match him and just stay with him, it'll just boost their confidence. And it only takes one mistake. So.
Exactly, and I know personally myself, when you're following a guy that's better, you drive better. So when you're in the focus, I find I always drive better when I'm around better people on the track. So I drive worse when I'm around people that aren't as good. Can't explain it, but you just sort of lift and you sort of follow what they're doing, and it helps a lot. So if they can just get up there and run with him, it'll make a big difference. But we're going to let's say Wanneroo next round, not many people have raced that track. So, like, not many people like Trent that are new guys have raced that track. They were sort of into the back end of last year, but I know Dostal was fast there last year. Kai Jones was competitive, so those guys I reckon will do a bit better at the next one, and that's where the challenge will come. But I am interested to see what happens in this one. If someone can drive the car as good as Trent is, they're in with a good shot here because they've all got the outright speed. It's just doing it lap after lap. How do you register? There should be a link somewhere for our Discord in the description. If there isn't, I will flick you one. And then there is a sign up link. But I haven't even gone through the grid on this formation though. So, kind of got distracted there. It is Trent
That's
Allen
okay.
from Zane, from Dostal, from Latino, from Steve, from Keenan Syke, Mitchell Allison to Kai Jones.
Kai Jones, yeah.
Sykes, Ethan Knight, Aiden Cuppert.
It's almost showtime. Good luck out there, mate. That's the green flag. Go, go, go.
We're underway. Pretty even start at the front. 4 wide in the back. Oh no. Oh please. Help me God. And they've made it through. So
Very good.
congratulations to everybody there. I'm impressed. But we've
Now
got
we got the
challenging.
big
We've got defence here from thing.
Oh, the teammates.
Teammates have had contact. So that's not pretty when you've got teammates making contact, but that was a big challenge there for the lead. Trent had to defend up there into turn 1. Interested to see if Zane can run with him and have a crack here. Just gonna keep
Oh, he's gone for it.
Oh, he has
He's
gone for it. He's put him in
He's-
the wall. But now, and Steve Warwick's made a mistake. Now they're going to come down the back straight. 3 wide. You can't do this. Oh, he's blocked, and he's tried to turf him, and now, Stu Allison wants to get involved, and Zane's up the inside of Dostal, and somehow Trent's involved in the lead. The teammates are getting into one another again. They're not happy, and he's going to move him. He's scored him wide, and Dostal takes the spot, but they were not happy with one another then.
What a opening lap here at Newcastle. That was amazing.
That was amazing. I thought it was going to be not amazing
another
for
big
the right
moment.
reasons. So yeah, big moment here. I think that was a car into the back of the car, and that's going to be Sykes going for a move up the inside. And we've got cars side by side further back as well with Pollard and Cupper. It's definitely a lively start. At least it's been clean. I'm happy that it's been clean from these guys. That's Latino's dropped back quite a fair bit off this start.
What a great start to a motor race. That was fantastic. There's
Trent-
action everywhere.
And survived the pressure. As I said, there's a Discord post on our Facebook page with the Discord link. I'll help you out after the event. Yeah, we'll find out. We're underway, and we've had no cars end up in the wall on that first lap. I think actually we may have had one car slide into them, but we've got through it as clean as you would hope. Oh, and here we go. Pollard's going for a move. Well, I say that, I've just seen Lachlan Horan's in the wall, so that's
And he's
not,
DNF'd.
yeah, he's had a massive accident, so he's gone over the tyre bundle at turn 1.
Yeah, that's never good.
Yeah, it's not an ideal moment, is it, when you do that? So I'm just going to flick to a replay of that. So here it is, he's just gone up over the tyre bundle, straight
my
into the tyre
goodness.
wall hard. So seen that before in main series here. A driver did that, and they ended up pretty hard in the wall. We'll come back to live pictures. Bit of a live
Yes.
battle scrap here.
Good little battle packs starting to happen everywhere here now. It's just going to be about managing the tyres because, I mean, the safety car helped these guys with the tyres last race. Now they've got to do, what, I'd say an extra 5 laps on the tyres. So it's going to be interesting.
Exactly right, and they were pretty aggressive from the start there. So it'll be interesting to see. I feel like the two McCune cars could have helped each other a bit better there, other than playing swaps with themselves. Oh, there's a move. Screwed up the directing there massively, but there was a big bit of attack there from Stu Allison. I'm impressed with his driving for a debutant. He's definitely gone quite well in this field.
Yeah, that's for sure. And his racecraft is actually pretty good.
He's been in
Good to
amongst
see.
it in some of the lively parts of the race, that's for sure. So we've got a few cars closer, further back. At the front, it's
Oh,
sort of...
that was a big sideways moment.
Trent Allen only has a 6/10 lead, so it's actually Dostal's actually catching him. Whether or not he's pushing, I think he is pushing to close the gap because he knows he can't let him get away. If he can get in front of him, throw a move at him, and then sort of look after the tyres from there, he might be able to hang on. I think might be the strategy. You've got to have a crack. Like, you can't let him get away from you, really. That's how I sort of see this playing out.
Well, Steve Warwick in 4th was the fastest car on track last lap, and Dostal was the 2nd fastest car, so...
Would not be surprised if Trent has gone into a conservation mode. There's a good battle here from Sykes and Tino.
Bit of tyre management just to help for the back end of the race. You know, we've seen SVG over the past few years do it, and it's honestly probably the best way to drive a touring car these days. So
Here we go. Sykes up the inside to get it done. He does. So he runs wide though, and he's going to get the switch back. Oh, good awareness there from Cuz to see what was going to happen and just be prepared for the switchback. That's very great awareness. That's where driving.
there's a good bit of racing from both those guys there. And that's just the battle for 7th and 8th, so that's awesome.
I'm going to go back to the front because it has now closed up under half a second.
Oh.
And Dostal's gone in very deep there. That's going to cost him here, but you don't kind of get penalised that badly on exit for that if you get a bit of a run. But this is definitely on here at the front, and Dostal's pulled quite a big gap on his teammate. So he definitely wants to run here with Trent, and you can see that Trent's having to push because he's had a bit of a moment. Oh, it's just seen Ethan Knight's in the wall.
Oh no. Oh.
Just going to get a replay of what's happened there. He's lived it on his own, but it has been a bit awkward where he was stopped there because I believe a couple of cars came around and very close to him. He's done well to just stay there and not... Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, that was Caden having a moment. So keep an eye on this battle at the front, and keep an eye on all the battles up and down the field still. Still 7th and 8th battle is still unfolding between Tino and Sykes. We've got a battle between Stenny and Jordan Sanchez as well. Towards the back of the field. Rest of the field sort of spread out at the minute. Trent Allen's pulled that gap out a little bit more now. So I wonder if the tyres for Dostal are starting to struggle a bit because he would have had to push to play catch up. As there's a yellow flag being shown at turn. Oh, it's Zane. Zane's in the wall. So we'll get a
happened to
replay.
Zane?
Oh, I've accidentally pressed the wrong button. Zane's just, he's over
Oh.
the wall. Oh, and Steve's hit him for good measure. He's just gone in slightly too late, and it's a difficult one because he was hoping that the car would turn, but and then he's on the racing line, so it's just not in a very good spot, and there wasn't a lot that he could do. But he's now found himself back in this spot battle now between Sykes and Latino. That's disappointing for him because he was having a great run there.
Yeah, he'd have a little bit of damage at the front of that car now, so hopefully it's not too bad. Probably lose a little bit of straight line, but that's not too important around here.
He's lucky he went in pretty minor into the wall, and he didn't really get hit by too many people. He kind of got out pretty lucky from it.
Yeah. Oh, that's a bit of a lock up from Cuz there. He's got through okay.
Oh, and I see there's a Steady Racing bonnet on the track, so obviously Steady's had an incident at some point. We'll see it coming into this sector. It's on the road. Oh, it might have been cleared by the cars that just went through.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
I just saw it down on the ground.
So the leaders collect it. A lively battle that's gone for most of the race. There's a bit of a battle now unfolding, or opening up between Kai Jones and Steve Warwick, so that's definitely closed up. Oh! That's a big moment there from
How did he save
Latino.
that?
I don't know, but he did. But now he's under big pressure, and Sykes is going to get him, and he's definitely going to hold on to it this time. But he's going to try and fight it around the outside. Oh.
Unbelievable save. I thought he was going to go over the fence.
So did I. Oh, that's a move. Oh. It's an unorthodox passing spot, but he stuck it up there. And he's going to have another go here. Oh. Now he's going to compromise his exit.
Yeah, a little bit of wheel spin there. So he's changing a third gear. So he's cooked his tyres a little bit now.
Yeah, I'd agree. So that was impressive though from Latino to not have a bigger incident than what he had down there.
Yeah, he was all crossed up over himself.
Further up, we've now got a battle from the back end of the podium. Kai Jones is putting the pressure on Steve Warwick. He's closed in the gap from over a second. And he was assisted by that mistake that they had earlier on. I'm impressed by the racing that I have seen tonight.
Yeah, there's definitely been some great racing up and down the field. Some great action. I made that lap one was fantastic. I did not expect any of that to happen, and yeah, that was great.
Yeah, I might have to cut back a little highlights video for the next round, just of that first lap. So
Yeah, that's for sure. That was bloody cool.
even up for the socials, because that was pretty cool. So I'm surprised we all survived, but we did. Steve Warwick weathering the pressure here. Trent just started to pull away from Dostal. I think he went a bit hard on those tyres. He knew that he had to chase him. I reckon if he had have got an opportunity in those early laps to get in front and have a go, he probably would have been able to have a good crack at the win here, but it's very lively what went on. I'm still not quite sure how Trent emerged in the lead, but he did.
Oh look, I honestly thought there was going to be an aeroplane crash with all three of them going down the hill 3 wide. So I'm surprised that they've all survived, and yeah, especially first and second, to be still there when it looked like they were all going to crash into one another. That's impressive.
It is impressive. I mean, us guys in main series can't manage to not crash at the best of times. So Stenny's parked in the middle of the road down here, so we'll see that when we. Well, he's just cleared himself. Luckily.
Oh, the yellow. No,
yeah, Stenny parked in the middle of the road. He was parked on corner exit. He's just getting out of the way, off the leaders. Lucky to not get collected. Not a great night for him. I know it's a track that he enjoys, but he is adapting to some new pedals. And he hasn't done a lot of racing or practice for this event, so.
When did he get the new pedals? Today, wasn't it?
Yesterday.
Yesterday,
I
yeah.
installed them in his sim rig yesterday. We went on a trip to pick them up on Saturday, so
yeah.
went all the way down south, basically, almost regional, to pick them up. But
it is sometimes hard to adapt to new sim gear, especially when you've ran with something for so long. I mean, it took me a good probably 2 days to get used to my new pedals.
Yeah, so. He has. They are a bit of a change. They're pretty similar, but the throttle definitely feels quite different, and it's a big thing in these cars. Oh, and there's been a bit of an issue with my second screen for some reason. But the racing's on here now.
Oh yeah. 4 to go. We'll see if Steve can hang on. Kai's looking very racy, and look at this.
He is.
Oh.
Kai's definitely a driver that's come on really strong in the last little bit.
Oh, massively. And we said that last year. He's probably most improved from last year, to be honest.
He's gone from sort of a back middle pack driver to front of the field driver. I mean, say he's now a main series winner, and I didn't even win a main series race last year, so he did better than I did.
Yeah, I don't think I did either, so he's doing better than us.
Yeah. Further back. Both Latino and Sykes both hit the wall on that back. Oh, he's got a bit.
Yeah, he took a lot of curb.
Zane's really
having a look there again.
Zane's murdered his tyres. I'm actually going to go back. We've got Caden's just had an incident. We have a battle for 11th, 12th and 13th. Just when you thought there's not racing all the way through the field, there is. So Ethan Knight's not had a particularly good race, but he's found himself in a battle here just outside the top 10.
You have to say another one of our improved drivers is probably this guy on screen, Jordan DeSantis. There was a time there where, no disrespect to him, he probably couldn't even put 3 laps together, so...
Oh, and now look at him, he's racing pretty hard here. So he's a driver that's... We didn't run Super 3 last year, but he ran Super 3 in the inaugural season, and he's made the step up to Super 2, and definitely holding his own against these guys.
Yeah, and it's good to see. I mean, like I said earlier, he did struggle there for a little while, but yeah, he's improving massively, and that's what this series is all about. It's not necessarily, you know, oh, I'm the fastest, blah blah blah. It's more about improving your skills and having a bit of fun, and that's why we started this whole business.
Yeah, this is all about fun and getting better. So this is what this series is all about, to give these guys an opportunity to do a bit of sprint racing, race against guys at their equal level and hopefully make the step up to the main series to sort of more long format, more traditional style supercars racing. Oh,
Oh,
it's a good battle. They race
is.
as hard at the back here as they do at the front, and that's what you're seeing here. The leaders couldn't even really go side by side down there.
speaking of the leader, is that the leader behind them?
That
It
is
is.
the leader behind them, so this is awkward.
This could play into Dostal's hands here.
It really could, because they won't be aware of what's going on here. So, especially these guys further up, they'll be sort of confused by the blue flag, I'd say. Until they see, well, Caden's realising he's got out of the way. So, respectable drive from him on his first attempt here. So they're
Good job by Jordan there. Very
yeah,
good job.
they're getting out of the way. Yeah, Jordan's done a good job to get out of the way there. I've just seen Steve Warwick's actually gone around while we've been watching this, but
Oh, no.
find out to focus on that, and that was,
Oh, someone else was around.
this is the final lap. Who's around? Sorry? Oh, it's all going off. Dostal's got the lights on his teammate, so they're obviously not in communication with one another. So I'm just going to get a replay of Steve Warwick for you and try and pick up on what's happened. So Steve Warwick's gone round by himself.
Yeah, he's just slid it in on the rears.
I'm just going to go forward because there was another accident further up here. I'm pretty sure. Oh yeah, was it? I'm not sure. Anyway.
Yeah, I
I'm gonna
think
go back
we need
to
to go back to the
I'm
leader.
going to go back to the leader because the leader's about to cross the line to win the race. So Trent Allen has had to negotiate traffic. He's had to negotiate lap 1, but he's going to come around. He's going to win the race, but not by as big of a margin as the last win. So credit to Brandon Dostal who brings it across in P2 for making that a bit more of a challenge. Kai Jones is going to pick up a podium, and that's a good result for him. He's run a very clean race, and he put Steve Warwick under pressure for a long period of time there, and didn't even have to make the move. He waited for the mistake.
Oh,
Steve Warwick
here we go.
is under threat here,
Under the line.
and he comes home
Gonna
in
hang
fourth
on.
from Steele Allison, who that is an impressive result on debut.
Oh,
Sykes in P6. Latino finishes in 7th after all that. Zane in P8, and it's a what could have been for him. Cuppet wins Super 3 in P9. Pollard in P10, still crossing the line. Steady in front doing the same. Well, a bit awkward there. I think Steady's got damage. He's coming into the lane, and that'll be the end of the race for him. Ethan Knight, I think he's a lap down. I think yeah, he got lapped there just at
yeah.
the end. So
Yeah.
he's P11, DeSantis in 12th, and Hayden on debut in 13th. So it's good rate bit of racing though from those guys. That'll help them throughout the season. And yeah, Stenny brings it home in P14 with a lot of damage and 2 laps down. Lachlan Horan not making it past the second lap.
Oh,
Okay. That's gonna get a look in the steward's box because that's not much conduct we'd like to see.
did he just do it again there?
I'm not sure, but that's not like we'd like to see. Intentional contact, intentional contact. So, but, yeah, a weird one.
Yeah.
But awesome night of racing. I really enjoyed that, especially the first lap and some of the battles. Impressive that the show that these guys have put on for us. And it's good to have been back in Newcastle.
Yeah, very good. I thoroughly enjoyed that. Actually, quietly over the weekend while I was at the racing, I've been looking forward to this, to coming home and calling this. the real racing kind of fired me up for the sim racing as it usually does, because I know that, you know, sort of builds everyone up for it. So that was really good.
No, it definitely does. I wish I was out there racing tonight, but yeah. In due time.
In due time. With our new toys.
That's it. It'd be cool to get some new toys for the first time in quite a while. So we'll see if anybody does elect to join us.
I think we got Dostal in the waiting room.
We do. I'll bring him up and have a chat with him. Brandon, mate, P2 in both races, P2 in qualifying. Interesting first lap in the second race. Tell us how you went out there.
So in the second race, there was a bit of miscommunication between me and Zane.
Yeah.
He was going to let me up the insides or whatever because I was going a bit quick, but he turned down in me, and we his car's near a Pertec car, my car's near a Monster car. We've exchanged paint.
Yeah, we've wondered what was going on there because I was sort of like, the teammates are getting into one another. What's going on here? Like, especially when you know, you both looked like you had the pace in the early phase of that race for Trent.
Yeah, there's a little bit of squabble to who wanted to get to Trent first and who wanted to get to T2 first, but yeah, a lot of pace.
Well, awesome result, mate. Good start to your season.
Thank you.
Moving on to the next one at Wanneroo. Are you going to approach that? Do you reckon you've got enough to raise the challenge to Trent?
Oh, good old Trent Allen. He's a bit quick for me. I don't reckon. I reckon he's just going to clean sweep that round as well.
Oh, come on, mate. You got to have a bit of faith in yourself. You look like you had some good pace there at the start of the second race. I thought it might have been on, but yeah.
No, I feel like in the second race he was holding back a bit. I was catching him a little bit.
Well, mate, I wish you the best of luck for the next one, and congratulations on tonight. You put in a solid performance, so you can't be disappointed with 2 podiums. And I do hope that you can raise the challenge to him, because I'm looking at you as the guy who raised the challenge to him. But best of luck when we get there anyway. Yeah,
thank you for that. Hopefully we can put the challenge to him. I don't reckon we can, but next round's next round, I guess.
Oh, well, best of luck.
Do you think if you got to the lead, you had something for him, or do you think he was just a little bit too quick?
Oh, he's a little bit too quick for me. I reckon I crack under pressure pretty easy to him. He's a bit quick.
Well, appreciate the honesty.
You do say that, but I mean, you guys did put a little pressure on him, and it looked like he had a bit of a kerfuffle as well. So you never know. He could go to Perth, and it could ebbs and flows. You just never know.
Yeah, who knows? He could end up on top of the pit garage for all I know. So
yeah, exactly. Just have to wait and see.
Or he could not put enough fuel in. The next one.
Oh yeah, that works. I'll just give him my fuel strategy from last Perth race.
I'm sorry to rub that into you, but I couldn't help but resist the reference. Oh well, mate. Congratulations on the 2 podiums tonight, and best of luck at the next one. And looking forward to seeing you out there.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to getting out there too. Have a good night, guys.
You too, mate. Thank you.
That was a funny interview. That was good. Don't know if anyone else is going to come in and join us.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think Trent might happen to take off. But yeah, great night of racing. We've got certainly a long way to go until the next one, but we do have main series coming up soon with the new Gen 3 cars, and we also have Carrera Cup racing at a couple of rounds this year as well. So yeah, if
exactly right.
if anyone wants to sign up for those things, they can check out the Discord and go from there.
Yep, exactly right. So main series is on. I think it's scheduled for 2 weeks from now, and then got a 2 week gap before we go racing in Melbourne, and then we got Carrera Cup in Melbourne to start the season for that, which there'll be some information about that soon. The calendar's up, but there'll be a few more things about formats and whatnot closer to the event.
Correct.
Well, I thoroughly enjoyed that tonight. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna watch that first lap, and I'm gonna cut up a little video because it was exciting.
Yeah, that was great. We'll have to definitely get a little highlights package from it and throw it up everywhere. I think that's a great idea.
Well, do you have anything else to add?
See you in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, well, that's really it. Sorry to everyone for the technical dramas. First time back, I had to test all this stuff, but it doesn't seem to always work when you go live, and the audio is always the problem that seems to go wrong when you're trying to do splitting. And I actually run 2 computers in this setup, and I'm not kind of at the technical level of Stairs where I'm running splitter boxes and stuff. I'm doing it using OBS from one computer to the other, so it's a bit of a low-tech solution, but 4 screens, 2 computers, 2 audio inputs, well, 3 audio inputs, there's a lot to manage, so especially not for someone technically minded like me. As Shane said, I think I'll let my driving do the talking, and I'll see you in a few weeks.
Sounds good.
Oh well, I've been Kurt.
And I've been Cole.
Catch you next time. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.